As of yesterday, Dwayne Haskins was officially released by the Washington football team. He is now on search for a new team, and we have 5 suitors that might be signing him this year or maybe in this year's offseason. After the Tom Brady dynasty ended in New England, it's time for Bill Belichick to find a new quarterback to lead this team. And who better than a young QB? The Patriots have all the necessary weapons for a young QB, and I think Dwayne Haskins could really develop with such a great wide receiver threat in Julian Edelman. This really depends on whether Ben Roethlisberger decides to retire or not. If he decides to retire, then I do think that the signing of Dwayne Haskins would be the right thing for the Steelers. If he doesn't decide to retire, it may also still be a good decision because a young QB that you can draw back on in tough games when Ben Roethlisberger isn't carrying the offense could really be helpful. I think this might be a great fit. Knowing that the Indianapolis Colts won't be in those quarterback sweepstakes for those ultimately really great quarterbacks in this year's draft, I think they'll have to look elsewhere for a young, good QB of the future who will replace Philip Rivers. A free agent signing of Dwayne Haskins could really be beneficial here, and I think it's worth the risk. If you hadn't seen the Chicago Bears on this list, then this wouldn't be a real list for quarterback suitors, because the Chicago Bears seem to have an endless need for a quarterback. They just can't solve the problem. And if they don't, well, it's going to be their problem when they're going to lose, even though they're probably going to make the playoffs. But to set up for the future, Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles both won't be the answer. Mitchell Trubisky just isn't the franchise guy, and Nick Foles is really old. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Tom Brady, but he hasn't really showed that he's worth a long-time investment, especially because he's 42. But if you sign a QB now, who can take over in 2 seasons maybe, then you're talking. Because with Tom Brady, you can pretty much still stay in the playoff hunt or maybe get into the playoffs. And then once Dwayne Haskins develops and Tom Brady retires or moves on, then he can step in and be the star. That being said, there are a lot of backup roles that Dwayne Haskins could fill. But what do you think? Write it in the comment section below. And click right here for your next video. Subscribe right here.